Let's see. All right, check. Welcome and thank you for all coming back for the second day. I'm John Oglesby, Chair of the SDLF Code Advisory Committee. I'm calling this meeting to order. It is 0900 hours on July 17th, 2024. Kevin, would you please call a roll?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. All right. R.S. Sargisian.
Present.
Morning. Gwyneth Sear.
Here.
Shahen Akelian.
Present.
Gary McGavin. I saw Gary.
He might be having some issues.
Oh, okay.
I think he just tried to call me.
Oh, okay. Gary might be having some audio issues, so we'll come back to him. Martine Ledesma.
Present.
Morning. John Oglesby.
Present.
Yihao Clark Shen.
Present.
Jack Anderson.
Here.
Good morning. Okay. And Ja Wang Connolly. John might not be on yet. So we'll come back to her. And Eric Wolf. Okay, so we'll come back to them.
She just hopped on.
Oh, okay, Ja did.
Yeah,
Okay.
she just connected.
Okay. Ja, I just saw you come in. Okay, good morning, Ja. Thank you. Okay, and then did Gary help out? We'll check back in with Gary McGavin in a moment. I think he's having some technical issues, but we have quorum.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. We have a quorum for this meeting. And I'd like to remind the committee members participating remotely to disclose whether any other individuals 18 years of age or older are present in the room at your remote location, and the general nature of your relationship with any such individuals pursuant to Senate Bill 544, Chapter 216, Statutes of 2023. Kevin, would you read the meeting information?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Day. I'm Deputy Executive Director of the California Building Standards Commission and will be assisting the chairperson throughout the meeting. I would also like to introduce the other CBSC staff in attendance, Barbara Tresley, who will be running the Zoom webinar and YouTube webcast and will also help us with the public comments received during the meeting. Other CBSC staff that are on Zoom include our new Executive Director, Stoyan Bumbalov, CBSC Supervising Architect, Irina Brosman, and Architectural Associate, Timothy O'Malley. This is an open public meeting of the CBSC Structural Design Lateral Forces, or SDLF, Code Advisory Committee. The purpose of this meeting is to ensure public participation in the development of the proposed building standards and to ensure technical review and recommendations to the Commission and the state agencies on the proposed building standards submitted for this committee's review prior to being evaluated by the CBSC commissioners for adoption. Mr. Chair.
Any member of the public that would like to be recognized, please use the raised hand feature in the Zoom, and any phone participants be ready on the phone. Barbara, would you please check the Zoom and the phone for public members to introduce themselves?
Yes, before I do that, just wanted to note that our last two committee members just hopped on.
Oh, okay, Gary and
Yes.
Okay.
And Eric. Okay, so there's no hands raised. There is one phone participant. If the phone participant is interested in introducing themselves, now is the time.
This is Jake Glicker with Riker Fowl, the law firm representing Altera Mountain Company.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake.
Okay, and there's no hands, so that was it.
Okay. Kevin, would you read the remaining of the information and instructions?
Yes, Mr. Chair. The proposed building standards are required to comply with specified criteria listed in Health and Safety Code Section 18930, commonly known as the 9-point criteria. The committee members can find the 9-point criteria listed in the Code Advisory Committee, or CAC, meeting procedures and references provided as part of the materials for the meeting. The members of the public can find the 9-point criteria posted on the SDLF CAC meeting webpage linked on the meeting agenda. Committee recommendations are restricted to approve, approve as amended, disapprove, or return for further study. For positions to approve as amended, disapprove, or return for further study, the commenter must identify which one or more of the 9-point criteria the proposed code change has failed to satisfy and provide your rationale. Comments must be restricted to one or more of the 9-point criteria. This meeting is being held remotely, consistent with Senate Bill 544, Chapter 216, Statutes of 2023, which remains effective until January 1st, 2026, and allows alternate requirements for state boards, committees, and commissions, or state bodies, opting to conduct meetings and other proceedings by electronic means. In part, this statute allows a state body that is an advisory body to participate remotely as specified. As a reminder, CAC members participating remotely must always remain on camera. If at any time a member needs to turn their camera off for bandwidth or other issues, please notify the chair. Today's meeting can be viewed in the Zoom webinar and on the CBSC YouTube channel linked in the meeting agenda. I would like to remind the YouTube viewers that there is an approximate 45-second delay. Real-time closed captioning is available via automated live transcriptions in both Zoom and YouTube. The public may provide comments on each agenda item by calling in on the Zoom teleconference number provided on the meeting agenda, or by using the raised hand feature in Zoom. Instructions are provided on the CBSC webpage. If you have difficulty with the technology, please call the CBSC office at 916-263-0916. I will now read the public comment and Zoom instructions. If you wish to make a comment on a specific agenda item, please listen for the committee chair to ask for any comments from the public. The chair will first go through the Zoom participants that have raised their hands. Then the committee chair will take comments from the public on the Zoom phone line. At this time, please take yourself off mute. You may choose to announce your name and who you are representing before making your comment. Please mute yourself when done commenting. The chair will continue through the call queue until there are no questions remaining. Staff will summarize any written comments that were received by 5:00 p.m. Tuesday, July 9th, 2024. The committee will then proceed to the next agenda item. If possible, please call from a landline using the telephone handset only. This enhances the committee's ability to hear your comments clearly. Calling from a speakerphone or a cell phone reduces the quality of the audio and makes it much harder for your comments to be heard clearly. Thank you, Mr. Chair. We can now proceed to the next agenda item.
All right, we completed through DSA 0524, item 14, and we are beginning with item 15. DSA, you have the floor.
Good morning. I'll reintroduce myself. I'm Ryan Turner with Division of the State Architect, DSA. And as the chair just mentioned, we're continuing on with agenda item 12 for part 2 of our package. And we got through items 1 through 14. So excuse me, I'll pick it up with item 15, which is chapter 22 for steel. So this chapter applies to community college projects under DSA jurisdiction for which the district voluntarily chooses to use the alternate community college provisions. Our DSA amendments for this chapter are limited to just sections 2201 and 2215. Most of the items in this section or this chapter are due to renumbering of sections due to reorganization of IBC Chapter 22. We also have some consolidation to clean up amendments within Section 2215. I'll just cover the main items as we did yesterday. So item 15-6 is renumbering the section number, but it also has some minor revisions to clarify the existing amendment regarding the shear transfer mechanism requirement that DSA enforces in base plates. And then item 15-7 updates DSA amendments to coordinate with changes in the adopted standards for AISC 341, the adopted reference standard. But even though it looks like there's a lot of changes, it's really just continuing the existing amendment and presented differently. That concludes all of the items I wanted to present for item 15. So with that, I'll move forward to item 16 if the chair is okay with that. Okay.
Great.
Great. So item 16 is for chapter 22A, also for steel. So very similar to the last item. This chapter is co-adopted by DSA and OSHPD and is used exclusively by projects under our respective jurisdictions. Most of the content under item 16 does not constitute regulatory change and is mainly in response to the reorganization that IBC made to Model Code Chapter 22. Item 16-1 adds a reference to Chapter 17A, but there's no regulatory effect with this item. Item 16-2 renumbers the section number and also has some minor revisions to the existing amendment regarding the shear transfer mechanism requirement in the base plate. Item 16-14 relocates some existing amendments that are being carried forward to the new cycle. It also adds a reference to AISI S202 that were added to better clarify the amendments. Item 16-21 renumbers the section number from 2213A 3.1 to 2215 A.2.1, and it also adds some column shape standards to the existing amendments to help clarify the requirement. The rest of the items in this section are purely for renumbering and have no regulatory effect. And lastly, item 16-24 renumbers the section number and then also revises some reference pointers found in AWS D1.1 reference standard. The remainder of the items and sub-items in item 16 are primarily renumbering and reorganization. Moving on to item 17 for chapter 23, which is the chapter for wood. This chapter applies to projects under DSA jurisdiction and is co-adopted with OSHPD. The first few items in this the first grouping for items that I'll talk about are just administrative changes for 17-1 to 17-3 that explain how the scoping and identification of amendments applies for this chapter. The main item, sub-item for this chapter is item 17-4, which renumbers the section, but it also revises the prohibition that allows the use of cross-laminated timber, or CLT, as part of the vertical seismic force resisting system. Previously, it was only allowed for the lateral or horizontal seismic force resisting system, but now the adopted reference standard permits CLT to be used for shear walls as a vertical seismic force resisting system as well. So we've removed our prohibition for that item. The remainder of the items for sub-items for 17 or chapter 23 are editorial and renumbering. Moving on to item 18, chapter 24, glass and glazing. There are really just two minor items of an editorial nature that don't have any regulatory effect. Item 18-1 is administrative, and item 18-2 is a minor editorial change to section 2410.1.3 for the monitoring of structural sealant glazing. Moving on to item 19, chapter 25 covers gypsum panel products and plaster. There are two items here that are mostly editorial and clarifying nature and don't have any regulatory effect. Again, item 19-1 is administrative and purely editorial. Item 19-2 for section 2503.2 has an additional requirement for inspection and testing. It's a minor change for editorial purposes for clarification. There is one item, 19-3, that is a revised amendment that I want to bring to your attention. Section 2507.3 for lath attachment to horizontal wood supports. We have expanded that amendment to allow an alternative to the J hooks. So now the amendment includes an option for screws with large washers that will help to retain the lath if seismic shaking occurs and will help prevent collapse of the ceiling. And this detail has been accepted by DSA as an alternate. So this is our way of bringing it into the regulations. Moving on to item 20, chapter 26 for plastic. DSA is repealing all of the amendments from this chapter, and I'll talk about that in a moment, but we no longer have any amendments in chapter 26. Item 20-1 is repealing the section 2601.1, which was used to identify amendments in this chapter, but because there are no longer any amendments, we no longer need this section. Item 20-2 is repealing the additional requirements in this in section. Let's see. Let me pull up the cam. In 2603.11.1, these are the existing sections: 2603.11.1, 2603.12.3, and 2603.13.3. The IBC has relocated those items to chapter 14. DSA has decided not to continue our amendments for those items. We did not believe that they were necessary and just led to confusion and calculations that weren't providing any value. So we've repealed the items for those those sections. And again, that's for cladding over foam installations. Moving on to item 21. This is simply adopting chapter 30 and carrying forward the existing amendments. So we're not making any changes to this chapter. Next is item 22, chapter 31 for special construction. There are a total of 9 sub-items within this chapter. The big one is just addressing a new section that was added in the IBC chapter 31, section 3103 for temporary structures. This was a new section and allows a reduced load demand for public occupancy temporary structures. We touched on this yesterday in chapter 1 and then also in the chapter 2 definitions, but DSA does not allow use of reduced loads on school structures or for school buildings. And we've also provided an exception or an exclusion for the definition of public occupancy temporary structures. So this is just addressing the same thing in chapter 31. And that's item 22-1 for section 3103.1. There's several sub items from that for the intermodal shipping containers that were previously have changed. The section number has been revised from 3115 to 3114. So we've gone through and renumbered all of the sections accordingly, but there are no changes of regulatory effect.
We stop here for comment and then pick up again with item 23.
Okay.
Good place. Comment on any of the previous from the committee?
This is Gwen. On 22, I think it's 22-1, the definition of temporary structures should be modified, or I'd probably request further review, further study.
22.1.
22-1, because we made the same recommendation yesterday on the definition of what's allowed and what's not allowed. Does that make sense, Ryan?
I believe so. Let me take a look back at that, our actual express terms for that item.
It's section
Yes, it does.
3103.1.
Yes, you're exactly right. So the same comment would apply here as well. So we'll plan to include that for further study. Thank you, Glenn.
That's page 101 of 111. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Any other members?
This is Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank DSA for changing the CLT prohibition against vertical members. That's a good thing to do. Appreciate it.
Any comments from the public?
On the public side, we don't have any hands raised. We do have the one phone participant. If they have a comment to make, you can do so now. I'm going to take that as a no.
All right. May I have a motion?
I move we approve as submitted in its entirety 15 through 22 items, DSA items 15 through 22, with the exception of 22-1, which will be a separate motion.
Do I have a second?
Second, Gary.
Any discussion on the motion? Call for the vote.
Mr. Chair. Gwinnett Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargisian,
Aye.
Martine Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
Aye.
Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
Vote is unanimous. Motion carries.
Okay. Motion for the remainder item?
I move we recommend further study for item 22-1 based on 9-point criterion number 6 and our actions yesterday.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Call for the call.
Okay. Gwinnett Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargisian,
Aye.
Martine Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
Aye.
Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries. And then we'll do a global vote to,
A motion for the,
oh wait, I'm sorry, we still have
You know,
2 more items. 2 more
Oh, no.
sub-items?
that's right, we gotta take the whole.
Yeah.
We got, couple pages left.
Yeah, sorry,
I
jumped the
know-
gun.
I know you're anxious. All right, to continue on with item 23 through the rest of the matrix.
I wasn't going to object if a global vote was made, but
Yeah.
okay, we'll continue on
Sometimes
with
silence is a virtue.
okay, so continuing on with item 23, this is simply adopting chapters 31D, chapter 32, and chapter 33 without amendment. So no changes made to those chapters. The last item is item 24, which is chapter 35 for reference standards. So the amendments in this section have all been coordinated with OSHPD. There are cases where DSA and OSHPD have co-adopted reference standards, or we've coordinated amendment language that's been proposed, and the associated reference standards have all been coordinated. I did want to bring to the attention of the committee, we included an IBC, an item 24-19 for ICC 300. There was an IBC errata item in chapter 35 that changed the edition from the 2017 to the 23 edition. So we are including that in our package because it affected some amendments in chapter 16A, but we are adopting the 23 edition that is was included in the errata. We just felt it was important to make sure that there was no confusion on that, so we included it in our package. There are quite a few changes and reorganization in the IBC regarding sub items, but I will, for sake of time, I'll skip over those. Really, the only items that I wanted to bring to the attention are item 24-7. You'll note that DSA and OSHPD are both adopting supplement 1 of ASCE 7-22. So the IBC does not adopt supplement 1, but we went ahead and included that in our package. Also, item 24-8, ASCE 41, we're adopting ASCE 41-23, and this is in concert with our Part 10 proposed amendments. And this is another item that the IEBC Chapter 16 picked up as an errata item. So wanted to just bring that to the attention of the committee. There are quite a few other reference standards that we're adopting new additions, mostly in coordination with or to align with IBC. But that really concludes the main items that I wanted to present for chapter 35. So with that, I'll ask the chair how you would like to proceed.
Well, we're through the items, so we'll open it up for committee discussion. Sean?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I just have a question about 24-8. And surprisingly, I guess the printed version or the version that's online that didn't even include ASC 41. Thanks for picking that up. But is the intention to adopt 23 for all projects or just DSA projects? I know OSHPD made the same revision, but at least in a summaries, they said adding, not, not overriding. So is the intention to make this change for all projects or just DSA projects? So that's my question.
So yeah, good question. It's the reason we added it. So it's only for DSA projects is how it applies for part 2. Part 10 is, in the next agenda item, which is where most existing buildings would typically make use of ASC 41. We do have a reference pointer from chapter 16A. It's section 1603A.2 that refers to ASC 41. So we felt compelled to include an item in chapter 35 to make sure it was clear what edition of ASC 41 would apply. But the majority of DSA projects would make use of ASC 41, and it would all be covered in Part 10 for the CEBC. And we do have an entry in the reference standard chapter, I think it's chapter 16 for the CEBC that also includes it. But to the best of my knowledge, and I'll let other agencies speak, but I don't believe ASC 41 is referenced from within Part 2 for other agencies.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other discussion? Any comments from the public? Or on the phones?
On the public side, I don't see any hands. For our phone participant, if they have a comment, now is the time.
No comment.
Thank you. That's it.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move we accept DSA items 23 and 24 in their entirety.
I second. Akelian.
Any further discussion on the motion? Call for the vote, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Gwyneth Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargsian,
Aye.
Martin Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
I
Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay. Item.
So now the global vote for,
You don't want to finish it? We got one more.
oh, I'm sorry. 23-24.
Well, okay, for that particular section, yes. Motion for the global
For all of agenda item 12, right?
12.
Yeah, there we go.
I move we accept the committee's actions on all of agenda item 12 in its entirety.
I second.
Any discussion? Call for the roll, please.
Okay. Gwyneth Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargsian,
Aye.
Martin Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
I
and Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
on to item 13.
That I will turn it back over to Diane Gould with DSA to present item 13.
Thank you, Ryan.
Well,
Good
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good morning, Chair Oglesby and
Morning.
committee members. I'm Diane Gould, introducing myself again, Principal Structural Engineer, representing the Division of the State Architect Structural Safety Section. I have here with me today Brian Frank, who's a District Structural Engineer on my team with the DSA Headquarters Codes and Standards Unit. He assisted with the preparation of this package and will assist with any questions you may have. Thank you for the opportunity to present agenda item 13, which is our DSA SS proposed changes for the 2025 Title 24 Part 10, which is the California Existing Building Code. I mentioned the pre-cycle outreach yesterday when you heard our parts 1 and 2 packages. So this part 10 package before you underwent that same outreach and process and refinement during the pre-cycle. So the package before you reflects and includes adjustments that we made as a result of the feedback received during those months. As with parts 1 and 2, I can also report that there are no proposals in our part 10 rulemaking package that result in fiscal or economic impact. And so Mr. Chair, I presume we have just, we have only 8 items in this package. If you'd like, I can do a brief overview and then we can go to questions.
Yeah, I think it would be good to run through all of them.
Sure.
I mean, not item by item, but you can group them.
Yes. So, okay, thank you. So yeah, as I mentioned, there's 8 items in this package, and half of them are actually continued from the last code cycle without any change. So those are items number 4, 5, 6, and 8. So just continued amendments with no change in effect. Item 1-1 is sort of an editorial item. We're renumbering and co-adopting language with BSC for section 101.7 regarding maintenance. There's no change in regulatory effect, but in the existing version of this amendment, there's a BSC amendment and a DSA amendment, and it only differs by a sentence. So we're just reorganizing that and putting that last sentence with a BSC banner at the end. Items 2-1 and 3-4 work together. The effect of these amendments is DSA is adopting the model code definition of repair. So we're striking our definition, which was in chapter 3, and adopting the model code definition of repair, which is in chapter 2. This was a recommendation made by the Code Advisory Committee in the last triennial code cycle. Item 3-1, we are adopting a new section. There's a new section in the IEBC, section 301.1.1, which points to ICC 300 for existing bleachers, grandstands, folding, and telescopic seating. Items 3-2 and 3-3 address when seismic retrofit is required due to work, proposed work in existing state-owned essential services building. And this was, you also saw when BSC's presentation in part 10, we were aligning the design criteria for those essential service buildings with other standards and public expectation. Item 3-5 is an update that we make every triennial cycle to reference the CBC version from 2 cycles prior. So we're just updating the version date there. Item 3-6 is a modification to an existing amendment. As Ryan Turner just mentioned, we're coordinating with the new version of ASCE 41, ASCE 4123. And then item 7, I actually, we're showing the amendment to adopt ASCE 4123, but I'm actually now, I can't recall whether we still need to show this as an amendment or if the errata will carry through. So maybe that's a question for procedure for BSC, but for now we are showing the amendment adopting the 2023 version in chapter 16. So that's item 7. The last 2 items, 3-7 and 3-8, is coordinating existing amendment language that are in 2 related sections. This is being done for clarity, but there's no intended regulatory change. This was also an item we discussed in BSC's presentation yesterday. This was regarding the prescriptive selection of the design method. This language is co-adopted with BSC, and the BSC item 3-8 was identified for further study. So this would be the parallel to that. We would take that language back for further clarity. And that's that concludes my summary, and open up for questions. Thank you.
Committee?
I got nothing.
What?
I got nothing. No, thank you, Diane. I appreciate you getting rid of that definition of repair.
Thank you. That might have been your comment. I'm trying to recall, but
Maybe.
maybe. So that was your comment from last time. So
Yeah, thank you.
we took care of your comments. Thank you.
That's great. Any public comment? Phone, Zoom?
Public comment, there's no hands raised. We do have the one phone participant. Do you have any comments to add?
No comment.
Thank you. That's it.
All right. Do I have a motion for the remaining items?
I move we accept DSA agenda item, is this 13? Check. In its entirety? Yeah, 13. So items 1 through 8.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the motion?
Irina wants to say something.
Yeah, so you would probably want to single out item 3-8 because that was recommended for further study at the BSc submittal. So that will be the parallel one. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, then
Yeah.
I'd like to withdraw my motion, but we need the second to withdraw as well.
Do I have a second?
Well, who was the second? Was it Ara?
Yeah.
Ara, will you withdraw your second?
Yes. I
Okay.
will. And that's right. 319.7 prescriptive selection of the design. It was for further study with this. Thank you, Irene.
Yeah. All right, then I'd like to make a motion to accept items 1 through 8 in their entirety, except for item 3-8, which will be addressed in a separate motion.
A second?
And I'll second that too.
Okay. Any discussion? Call for the roll.
Okay. Gwyneth Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargsian,
Aye.
Martine Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
Aye.
and Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries.
Can I have a
Thanks.
motion on the remaining item?
I move we recommend item 3-8 for further study based on 9-point criterion number 6 and to be consistent with our prior action.
Have a second?
Second, Gary?
Any discussion on the motion? Call for vote, please.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Gwyneth Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargsian,
Aye.
Martine Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
Aye.
and Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
That motion carries.
And we have one more motion to make.
I move we accept all committee actions on agenda item 13.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Discussion? Call for the vote.
Okay. Gwyneth Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargsian,
Aye.
Martine Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
Aye.
Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries. And then one more global vote for all committee recommendations for the whole meeting. Cover the whole thing.
I move we accept everything. Everything that the committee did in the last 2 days.
Everything
I have a
minutes,
second.
whole actions. Second.
Any discussion on this? Call for the vote.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gwyneth Sear,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargsyan,
Aye.
Martin Ledesma,
Aye.
John Oglesby,
Aye.
Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
Okay, that motion carries.
This concludes the SDLF Code Advisory Committee meeting. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.
Second,
Second.
Oh.
it is
I would
moved
like
and
to
seconded.
say thank you to all of staff. I mean, it was really well run. And the code changes were very easy to follow.
Thank you, Gwen. Thank you to the committee for your dedication and support. We really appreciate all your help.
I concur. And last cycle, I was part of the committees too, both committees. And this time the format and presentation was much easier for us to work and go around. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is it
all.
that cold, Irene? In the
Yeah, I was freezing yesterday.
97 degrees here in LA, 97.
Wow.
Okay,
We have a motion and a second.
I have a motion and a second. We have the vote.
All right. John Oglesby,
Aye.
Gwyneth Sear,
Aye.
Shahen Akelian,
Aye.
Gary McGavin,
Aye.
Ara Sargsyan,
Aye.
Martin Ledesma,
Aye.
and Yihao Clark Shen.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned, and I want to say thank you very much to Glenn for being the vice chair and really doing your homework and taking care of things. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks,
Take care.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.